Hey, Reddit. This has been a wild ride that began 3 years ago, and I'm still piecing it all together. I'm 31 now, and I was married to a woman named Claire, who's 29. Our relationship lasted just over 2 years before it completely fell apart. We met at a mutual friend's birthday bash. She had this vibrant personality, confident, bubbly, with a laugh that could light up a whole room. I was more reserved, always on the sidelines. Somehow, despite our differences, we clicked. I fell hard, fast. For the first time, I felt like someone actually chose me, not just settled. 6 months in, we moved in together. By our first anniversary, we were married. Some folks warned us it was too quick. But to me, it felt like everything had finally aligned. Or so I convinced myself. Looking back now, the warning signs were there. She had a habit of being overly friendly, especially with other guys. Sometimes it bordered on inappropriate. When I brought it up, she'd laugh it off. "Don't be so uptight," she'd say. Or, "You're being insecure, and honestly, that's not attractive." I always bit my tongue, not wanting to come off as controlling or jealous. Around 8 months into the marriage, things started changing. She began spending more nights out, work dinners, girls' weekends, phone-free yoga retreats. At home, she was distant, irritable, cold. Whenever I asked what was wrong, she turned around on me. I was imagining things, being paranoid, creating drama, gaslighting at its finest. Then one day, she sat me down, tears in her eyes, and said she was pregnant. I was stunned. We hadn't exactly been intimate lately. Over a month had passed, and I had just returned from a week-long work conference where I was sick as a dog. Fever, bedridden, completely out of it. Somehow she insisted the timing lined up perfectly. I did the math in my head. It didn't make sense, but I wanted to believe her. I wanted to be the husband she needed. I wanted to be a dad. So I threw myself into it. I painted the nursery, took on more shifts to save for a bigger place. I even started therapy, convinced I had trust issues that were ruining everything. Lily was born in the spring. She was stunning, delicate features, soft skin like a porcelain doll. Everyone said she looked just like Claire. No one ever mentioned me, not even jokingly. Still, I held her in my arms and cried the day she arrived. I swore I'd always be there for her, and I meant every word. For the next year, Claire and I drifted. We barely spoke unless it was about Lily. Any time I tried to reconnect, she pushed me away. No intimacy. No quality time. No therapy. I was sharing a house with someone who clearly resented me. Then, I did something I'd never done before. I looked through her phone. There it was. A message from someone saved as M. It said, "He still has no clue. I feel bad, but last night was amazing. It always is with you." My stomach dropped. My fingers froze. I kept reading. Texts, pictures, inside jokes at my expense. Messages that made it crystal clear they had been involved for a long time. They even joked about how blind I was. When I confronted her, she flipped out. First, she denied everything. Said it was old, misunderstood, out of context. Then she smashed her phone right in front of me, bursting into tears. Accused me of being emotionally abusive for invading her privacy. In a bizarre twist, I found myself apologizing, and I stayed. As pathetic as it sounds, I stayed for Lily. Eventually, Claire filed for divorce. Claimed I was emotionally unavailable, untrusting, and cold. She wanted full custody and a hefty amount of child support. That's when I decided enough was enough. Quietly, I asked my attorney to request a paternity test. I didn't want to drag her through the mud in court. I didn't want to hurt Lily if I was wrong. But I needed the truth. I couldn't keep playing the fool and paying for it. Claire lost it when she found out. Accused me of punishing her for leaving. Said I was unstable, vindictive. Put on a full performance in court. Tears, shaking voice, dramatic pauses. Honestly, she could have won an award. But the judge saw through it. He calmly told her, "You can either take the test or drop your claim for child support." She had 2 weeks to respond. And during that time, she didn't say a single word to me. The silence wasn't new. But this time, It felt like something inside her had snapped. Just before the deadline, her lawyer called mine. Claire was withdraw her request for child support. No explanation. No argument. Just done. She didn't even fight for custody. After that, she disappeared. Moved in with M, who I later found out was named Matt, her co-worker. Turns out they'd been seeing each other before Lily was even conceived. I haven't laid eyes on Lily since everything fell apart. I tried reaching out more than once. No answer. Eventually, through legal means, I was able to access state records and medical documents from her prenatal care. As much as I didn't want to believe it, I needed the truth. She wasn't mine. The woman I once adored had betrayed me in the worst possible way. Cheated, lied, carried another man's child, and passed her off as my daughter. She leaned on me for support, tried to lock me into years of financial obligation, and when the truth began to catch up with her, she disappeared without a trace. Not a sorry, not a shred of explanation. Claire never wanted honesty. She wanted my wallet. She almost got both, but I stepped aside and let the court untangle the mess. Now, I'm in therapy, trying to understand how I got pulled so deep into something so toxic and why I allowed it go on for so long. I still have Lily's hospital bracelet tucked away in a small box. I don't know what that says about me. Maybe it makes me foolish. Maybe it makes me human. All I know is, for a time, I believed she was mine, and I loved her like she was. That's what still hits the hardest. About 2 months after everything was finalized in court, a Facebook message request appeared. Her name. No text. Just Claire. Sitting there like a ghost from a past I've fought hard to forget. My hands trembled when I opened it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have lied. I was scared. I didn't know what else to do. That was all. No mention of Lily. No word about Matt. No real clarity. Just a hollow attempt at remorse, neatly wrapped in excuses. It made my blood boil, not because I expected anything different, but because it was so empty. A shallow, digital oops after 3 years of deceit. I didn't answer. I blocked her, not out of bitterness, but because I fought too hard for my peace to let her shatter it with a lazy apology and a blinking cursor. People often ask if I've ever tried reconnecting with Lily. The truth is, yes, I did try, but it's not that simple. A mutual friend told me that after Claire dropped the support case, Matt legally adopted Lily. They relocated out of state shortly after, playing house like everything was perfect. It crushed me, not because I wanted Claire back, God no, but because I still think about Lily. I still remember the way she'd wrap her tiny hands around my nose and laugh like it was the funniest thing in the world. That memory sticks with me far more than it should. But here's what I know. Showing up now would only confuse her. She's a child being raised in a life built on lies. And she has no idea who I am anymore. None of this is her fault. And she shouldn't have to carry the burden of the truth until she's ready. So I let her go, but I kept the bracelet. And if she ever comes searching for answers, I'll be here. I'll tell her everything. To anyone reading this who might be facing something similar, trust your instincts. You're not imagining things. You're not irrational. If someone constantly twists reality and makes you feel like you're going crazy, that's your sign. Don't ignore it. And if you're a man raising a child without knowing for certain they're yours, and your partner dodges a paternity question, that silence is your answer. I wanted so badly to believe Claire wouldn't cross that line, that she wouldn't lie about something so sacred. But she did, and it nearly cost me everything. Years I'll never get back, money I work hard for, and a grip on my own sanity. But I got out. I survived. And if you're still in it, you can too. Thanks for reading. If you found this story compelling, consider following Reddit I+4more.